Seahawks load the line and bring pressure. Rodgers has it picked off by Leonard Williams. Just the second interception of the Big Cat's career. And is he going to take it to the house? His old house. He sure is. A pick six. And he flips the game on a huge play.
Well, this is cover zero, Adam. No safety in the middle of the field, and you're going to see Leonard Williams pop out. That's his job. When you bring pressure like that, you have to have underneath defenders. He's taking a page out of J.J. Watt's book, popping out, picking off the ball, and taking it to the house.
Smith-Schuster, and there he is, Colin Saunders. And he took it out. Big Colin rumbling, and out across the 35. And his brother Cameron's got to be pumped. Normally you would say go down. Right there, go down. You get the ball out on the 20. He says no way. No. A return of 37.
Second and goal from the 9. Burrow under pressure again, and this time he'll go down. Or will he? The ball pops out, and it's recovered by the Titans. T'Vondre Sweat rumbling up the sideline. The big man still on the run and out of bounds at the 40-yard line.
And he goes, that looks awful good for a defensive lineman. I wonder if there's some running back in his football background. Is there some running back in T'Vondre Sweat's background?
But who knows how long Kupp is going to be out, if at all. You know, Cooper Kupp does not want to stay out of the lineup at all if he can help it. Stafford loses it. Cardinals got it. It is scooped up by L.J. Collier. And Dennis Gardeck has made his presence felt all game for this Arizona defense.
On the edge, he's going to fight through Colby Parkinson. Then he's got to work his way through Havenstein. That just tells me receiver.
Second down and 7. And Locke looking. Ball deflected and intercepted. Taken back by Matthew Judon. The second pick six today for Atlanta.
This is poor technique by Evan Neal. And then Chris Hubbard, I mean, you are beat immediately. And that allows the deflection and then the interception by Matthew Judon. Zach Harrison does a great job, but gosh, Chris Hubbard made that or Greg Van Roten made that so easy.
Awaits the direct snap. And pitches to Allen. Got traffic. And the ball's knocked out. It's a fumble. It's a live ball picked up by Kyle Hamilton of Baltimore. So Buffalo went to the tricks, and Allen had it knocked out of his hand. Let's watch this here. He reached back. It's an empty hand coming through, which is almost the guarantee for the fumble.
Barkley on first down. And he lost the football late. Scooped up by Trayvon Walker. Walker still going. Trayvon Walker at the 20. Walker at the 10. 5. Touchdown.
So Saquon is down by contact in this situation. Ball is in his hands. Goes to the ground, he loses it.
That is close.
It's very close. Very close. And this is the end. We know this would be not a fumble if he was down by contact, but if he's down on just because he trips, that would be a fumble.
Rolling on the field is confirmed.
He can just do so many different things for this defense.
This time Montgomery, Bynum grabbed him, that ball is out, picked up by Pace. Down the sideline, there is a flag, he's in, Minnesota leads, pending the penalty.
This is an unbelievable job by this defense. Tell us he gets the punch out, Pace picks it up, and he's off to the races.
Second and 10. Stroud in trouble, loses the ball. The Bills trying to jump on it. Ball was bouncing around. Buffalo's got it.
Rookie right tackle Blake Fisher, look at the top, 57. He's working against Smoot, and Smoot's hand coming through, able to pop the ball free.
Herbert has time in the pocket, now steps up, he's being brought down, he lost the football! Josie Jewell falls on top of it.
The pocket's collapsing, here he comes. Now you could take the sack. Here's trying to throw the ball. Does it move forward before it gets knocked out of his hand? That's the question.
Here it comes. Great blitz pickup by Spears, but that gets knocked away from Levis by Darrell Taylor. Loose ball. And out of the pack, it looked like Edwards recovered it. It is Chicago ball inside the Tennessee 35.
Right guard who just went in. Spears has to go across and make the block. And Taylor again.
Openly talked about looking down the road in the position that the team had put itself in.
And Hendrickson again, his 4th sack of the day. Ball loose and pounced on by Logan Wilson.
This is the most important thing for you to do, Amir Abdullah, is to give him a shot. What is that? That's a pat on the back as he goes by. I mean, you've got your tackle out there. You know he's struggling. He's already given up 1 sack.
Get to throw an incompletion. Here, under pressure, loses the ball. Strip, and the Browns are there to get it.
And that's energy. That's the matchup we keep talking about. Are you going to help out? Tight in there initially, a little push to try to help out Darnell Washington, but that's not enough against Myles Garrett.
And he obviously leaves, so the Giants will take over. Up 7-6 in this second. Here's Locke. Blitz is picked up, and now it's ball in the air. Overzone, backs to himself, and he scores! Oh, what a play by DeMarvion Overshown for the touchdown.
There are so many things to love about Overshown here. He goes in and blitz pickup, and it's a screen, so Singletary needs to let him go, but Overshown's awareness reaches up, knocks the ball out of the air, and they love this kid for a reason.
These linebackers, outside linebackers.
2nd and 10, look out. And is that going to be a fumble, which is taken by Barton in the air? There's no whistle yet. And Barton, what a night this guy's having.
Nobody picks him up. Nobody sees him off that slot receiver.
Goes as a 52-yard return off an interception.
White in motion. Mayfield pumps. He's in trouble. Ball is out. Loose ball. It's covered by Tampa. Aiden Hutchinson.
Coming from the offensive right side. And remember, Luke Gedeke is out of the lineup today.
2nd and 10 at the 31. Levis. Pressure, and he's blasted. Ball is out. Still loose on the turf. Packers have it.
Working right here. It's just an upfield and then underneath move on Nicolas Petit-Frere, and a guy who's really struggled with pressures this season.
Needs 36 yards to get to 1,100 yards, which will put another incentive in for him. Oliver fumbled the football. It's picked up by Barnett, who's having a day. He's rumbling inside the 10, pulling guys inside the 5, into the end zone. Touchdown, Texans.
It's supposed to be a jet sweep, and they're trying to hand it off. And Levis can't get the ball in there. And then what a run by Barnett. Get out of my way. I'm going to the end zone. Get off me. You're not stopping me. I'm getting in the end zone.
I got to tell you, Michael Pierce from the Ravens is going to be looking at that saying, I could have done that.
Yeah,
why did I take it?
The big man just carried that little receiver, Kinsey, into the end zone with him.
1st down and 10. Play action. Williams was looking deep. Lost the football. Knocked away by Latu. And there's a fight for it. The Colts have it.
Comes around the edge, and the most important thing for those D linemen, when you get to the quarterback, attack the football.
Only 74 yards of offense in the first half for Cleveland. Play action. Winston, soft toss, and it pinballs back. Chubb loses it. Kansas City's got it. You could design this play 100 times, and 99 times it wouldn't end up like this.
And the best thing is Jameis Winston made the right decision to check it down to the running back. But as often happens with running backs, if you don't put it right on them and they go out and reach for the football.
Here comes the blitz, and Mayfield, they finally get to him. Takeaways for a defense that had 5 through the first 12 weeks.
Yeah, and that might, what is that, their first fumble recovery of the season? But that all was about the disguise. That was an excellent disguise.
2nd down and 5. Colton Miller, the left tackle block. And it was picked up on the play. Henley got it. Dan Henley got the ball.
Well, that was the big difference. You're going to see Madison come out of the backfield and just sit down, and O'Connell thinks he's going to keep going, but he sits.
Team high 5 tackles for Quentin. Darnold, ball's out. Picked up by Verse. Off to the races. And gone for the touchdown. Witherspoon knocked it out.
And here's Witherspoon. He's going to see that Darnold is in trouble, and then he just keeps on coming. And you just cannot sit back there and hold the football.
Among defensive linemen in NFL history. Thompson Robinson in trouble again. Ball comes out, and the Dolphins have it. Deshaun Hand recovers the fumble. Agba, the former Brown, knocked it free, and Hand gets his hands on it.
It was just trying to make myself better.
Aditi, he has said and done all the right things of late. This pass deflected and picked. Ellis tackled at the 42-yard line. We'll see who made the deflection.
It was Tavai.
Giovanni.
2nd down and 7. Wilson in trouble. Able to break loose. Ball comes out. Giants ball. And they play on as the Giants take over. Okereke came away with a football.
Well, that's what they needed. I couldn't tell if it was McFadden. And now it was Okereke. He came in. You see the punch. We've seen that from the Steelers. We talked about it.
2nd down and 6. Play fake to Taylor. Richardson is hit and he lost the football. Kinlaw scoops it up. And it's Jets ball.
Shane Steichen dialed up a shot downfield. He's trying to look for Alec Pierce running a corner route, but he just runs out of time. And you give the Jets defensive front a ton of credit. With 1:42 on the clock, there's plenty of time for the Jags to do whatever they want.
Lawrence has time, looking for Johnson, and it's picked off! Nakobe Dean!
For making a bad throw, he put it too high. His running back, Dearness Johnson, had position. If this ball was just driven into Dearness Johnson, he's got a chance to make this catch.
And Tiki, to me, this
3rd and 8. Yossi Vosh, motion man. Burrow knocked away. Steelers have done it again. Scooped up by Wilson, and he takes it in for the touchdown.
Remember, you got to know where Watt is on the other side. So guess what? It's one-on-one for Herbig, and he wins with pure speed. Orlando Brown could barely get out of his stance before Herbig was upfield and past his upfield shoulder.
His offense 2 out of 3 on 3rd down so far. Looks like maybe facing pressure. 49ers back out of it. Brissett given time over the middle. He gets picked off by Warner. Fred Warner climbs the ladder to get it. And now he sprints down the sideline. Inside the 10. He won't be denied. Touchdown, San Francisco.
Yeah, so look where he starts. He starts in the front side A-gap showing mug blitz, and then he's just going to drop. They go too high safety zone, and you can see Brissett, he just doesn't even see him. Just one of those rare, long, athletic middle linebackers to play before he can be a physical tackler on the back, and then on the very next play, patrol the middle of the field. That's an area this 49er defense has dominated over the years. Been a little bit down this year.
Huge opportunity to score some points.
Blitz coming through. Hurts gets away now. Ball is stripped. Loose. Bucks recover. Levante David came on the blitz and forced the fumble.
You just know at some point he's dialing up the pressure and they get David in there.
Nickel package here for Dan Quinn's squad. 3rd and 9 for Carolina. Dalton on the move. He tried to throw it to his own man. He threw it to the other team. Intercepted by Fowler. And he's gonna go. Touchdown, Commanders. Bring in the boom early.
Fowler disrupted the timing the play before. Farrell does it this time. Dalton's got to get rid of it because he felt the backside pressure, and Fowler's the recipient of an errant throw. And then how about the little swivel move with the hop to take it all the way to the end zone? 67 yards later, Washington leads.
These are game-changing